What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back. 2026. First episode. News segment. Daily Real News. Daily Real News. We back. How y'all feeling today? We got a few topics to touch on, a few trending hot topics going on right now as we speak. January 2nd, 2026. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. First off, we're going to touch on Drake, Aiden Ross Rico, gambling Rico, quote unquote Rico, alleged charges against Drake and Aiden Ross for a Rico. Talking about the crypto gambling company Stake. I think that's what it's called. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but Drake is involved in a federal RICO lawsuit alleging illegal gambling promotion and streaming manipulation. So we definitely got to speak on that. We definitely have to touch on the latest news right now on Daily Real News. First news segment of the year. Let's get to it, man. We got to speak on that Drake. We also got to speak on the Will Smith allegations. Shocking allegations. Will Smith sued for violence over sexual harassment and wrongful termination allegations. We have to speak on that. That is fresh off the press right now. I know y'all done heard about it. I'm not gonna say I'm the first one to announce it, but it's actually trending right now as we speak. And also, we will speak on Blueface telling new artists don't listen to academics when you coming up in the game because he gonna steer you the wrong way. And them the topics for the day. Daily Real News presented to you by Real Conversation Podcast Network. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below your city, where you from, if you're feeling the content or not. Let us know. So let's get right into it, man, with the Drake situation. He facing a Rico. Him and Aiden Ross been accused of some things. Let's see what's going on, man. Shout out to Canada. Let's get to it. Daily Real News. Comment down below, like, share, and subscribe.
Now, y'all, look like Drake shouldn't have actually dropped that song called Rico. The man who has more accents and flows than a water park and apparently more legal battles than a divorce attorney on retainer. That's right, Drake is getting sued again. But this isn't your standard you stole my beat or you didn't clear the sample type of lawsuit. Oh, hell no. This is the Avengers Endgame of lawsuits, y'all. We talking about Rico charges. We talking illegal gambling rings, and we're talking about stream boosting. Yeah, dude really bought them damn followers. Yes, according to a brand new class action lawsuit filed in Virginia, Drake isn't just a rapper anymore. He's allegedly the head of a racketeering enterprise that would make Tony Soprano look like he was running a lemonade stand. And the best part, it involves Aiden Ross. Because why not? Of course it does. Nothing says organized crime like a guy who sniffs chairs for a living. So buckle up, we got the unadulterated legal chaos to get through. Now let's dive into this Drake Rico gambling scheme allegation and why he's going to prison. Now let's start with the basics. This lawsuit was filed by two plaintiffs, Lashana Ridley and Tiffany Hines. They're suing Drake, streamer Aiden Ross, a guy named George Wynn, and the gambling platform Stake. Now we all know Drake loves Stake. He's the unofficial mascot. He posts those Instagram stories where he bets like the GDP of a small island nation on a roulette spin. Red 21 for the coach. And then the wins, everyone goes crazy. Well, the lawsuit claims that this is all fake fugazi. The allegations state that Drake isn't gambling his own money. The suits claim he is gambling with the house money. Essentially, Stake gives him a mountain of digital coins that have no real world value to him because he can't lose them. It's like playing Monopoly with your little brother, but you own the bank and you're also getting paid $100 million.
Shout out to the content creator who page this is. Believe it's the Lionel Show. Shout out to him. Appreciate you for the content. Keep dropping. We just going over it on Daily Real News, presented to you by Real Conversations Podcast. Make sure to tap in, subscribe to the channels. Much love to the chat. All love to the chat. Let's get to it, man. Appreciate y'all.
Million a year just to sit at the board. Now, the lawsuit argues this is a deceptive because it tricks impressionable fans, some of them actually teenagers, into thinking, hey, if Drake can win $20 million on a single spin, so can I. But spoiler alert, y'all, you cannot. You will lose your rent money and Drake will still be eating pasta and Turks and Caicos with that fake Jamaican accent. But that's just the appetizer of what's going on. The gambling stuff is old news. Now, we heard whispers about that for years. The main course of this lawsuit, y'all, the filet mignon, the allegations, is what they are doing with the money after the gambling. Now, this is where the Rico charge comes in. For those who skip lawsuit to watch Casanat streams, Rico stands for Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations. It was actually designed to take down the mafia. And now, the guy who made Hotline Bling, the lawsuit alleges that Drake, Aiden Ross, and George Wynn guy used Stake's tipping feature to launder money. Now, y'all, this is so foul on so many damn levels. Here is the alleged scheme according to the court document. Stake gives Drake and Aiden the money, they gamble it, then they use the site's tip function to transfer massive amounts of crypto to each other or to third parties, specifically to pay for bot farms. Yep, y'all know what bot farms is? Basically, bot farms is something that boosts their streams on Spotify to make it look like they actually pop. The lawsuit claims they are funneling gambling money into a stream boosting operation to artificially inflate Drake's streaming numbers on platforms like Spotify. Now, y'all, let's pause for a second. Imagine being one of the biggest artists in the history of the world. You got more hits than a damn boxing match, and you were literally the artist of the decade, and you are allegedly using a crypto casino loophole to pay a guy named George to have a computer script listen to Rich Baby Daddy 40 million damn times. Now, this is objectively hilarious. If this is true, y'all, it means that half of Drake's monthly listeners might be a server farm in a basement. Now, the lawsuit explicitly says this was done to fabricate popularity, distort recommendation algorithms, and mislead royalty engines. Basically, they are accusing Drake of pay to win. And it's like using a cheat code on your PlayStation. And why bring Aiden Ross into this? The suit claims Aiden is part of the enterprise. He gets paid to promote the gambling, he participates in the tipping scheme, and he also helps normalize the behavior to his massive audience of Gen Z viewers. Now, the plaintiffs are arguing that this isn't just a few guys hanging out, it's a coordinated effort to defraud consumers and music platforms. Now, that is the Rico angle. They're also saying Stake is the bank, Drake is the face, and the bots are the foot soldiers. It's almost cinematic. You can imagine the movie poster. The wolf on
Shout out to that channel. That's all we need to see. Shout out to the channel that provided the content. That's all we need to see. So there you have it. Jake being accused of playing with the numbers. Got his money in bot farming. So half his numbers ain't real. If this is actual true, actual factual. But right now it's just alleged. But if this true, this means like half the numbers ain't even what it is. It mean like we gotta question this whole career. But I ain't putting them in no boat, man. All of them doing that. If you ask me, most of them. I mean, to each his own. But it just looks like it's gonna discredit you from being as big as you actually are. They say Aiden Ross was involved in the tipping scheme, and the gambling company Stake was just the big bank for all of it, just funding it all. Just they talking about money laundering, they talking about this and that. I mean, they coming from a lot of different angles. I feel like it's not over for Drake. Never. I would never say that in a million years, but I just feel like it's gonna take a hit to his career and image. Main effect it'll do. It's not gonna end up. It's not gonna end like the streams. He still is gonna get millions of streams. Like it's not gonna stop his career. But I'm saying it's just gonna make him look like you know, yeah, inflating the numbers with the bots, which most people are nowadays. So can't blame him. Like I guess it's greed. I don't know. You getting 10 million, you want 20 million. I don't know. You feel me? I don't judge, man. I'm just saying this make you look at the whole game, the whole industry like it's pay for play. So you can do whatever you want. You can sell as much numbers as you want. You can be as big as you want, as long as you got that bag behind you. That's what I'm looking at right now in the game. For the last probably 10 years, long as streaming been involved. So I'm gonna just say it like that. As long as streaming been involved, as long as the numbers can been played with, they've been played with. And we shouldn't feel no type of way. Same way with the NBA and the gambling scandal. They trying to hit them with the Rico. Like this Rico word is just getting thrown around. So just I mean loosely, it's not even funny, man. Anybody getting a Rico. It's just like what's really going on right now, man. But shout out Drake, shout out Aiden Ross. I ain't hating on them. Get their paper, whatever. I mean, sad to say it, but somebody got to do it. I mean, I hate to be the one to tell you, but it's 2026. Just realize most people ain't your friend. Most people not trying to see you do good in life, period. And most people trying to get over. Everybody got to eat. Everybody got kids. I'm not saying it's the right way, but most people gonna think about themselves before they think about you and your pockets and your circumstances. So let's just be real. But next topic, man, we got some shocking news, man. Worldwide, world renowned actor, rap artist, all the above, man. Will Smith has been accused of some shocking allegations right now from his ex violinist on his last tour. We're going to tap in with, let me give y'all the correct source, NBC News. We about to tap in with NBC News, and we about to tell y'all what's going on with the Will Smith alleged allegations from his ex violinist. Let's get right to it. Daily Real News, presented to you by Real Conversation Podcast Network. Tap in, like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below.
A violinist is suing Will Smith, claiming retaliation after he alleges that he was fired for reporting sexual harassment while on tour with Smith. Brian King Joseph filed the lawsuit in California earlier this week, accusing Smith of deliberately grooming him for sexual exploitation. Joseph says the two began spending time alone together during Smith's tour, and he says Smith allegedly told him that they had a, quote, special connection. It also details an alleged traumatic series of events, that's a quote, including Joseph finding that someone had allegedly entered his hotel room while he was not there. After reporting the incident to police, he alleges a representative for Smith accused him of lying and fired him. Smith denies these allegations. NBC News correspondent Liz Kreutz joins us now. Liz, this is all new. What else are we learning about these allegations, including the alleged intrusion?
Yeah, Kate. So according to the complaint, this all happened in March of last year while the violinist was on tour with Will Smith for Smith's global tour for his latest album based on a true story. And according to the complaint, there was this intrusion at his Las Vegas hotel room. He came back to his hotel, he says, and found that there was no forced entry, but that someone had entered the room and left a number of items there. And according to the complaint, there was a letter, the handwritten letter that was written that said, "Brian, I'll be back, just us," with a drawn heart. And it was signed by someone who identified as Stone F. There were also wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, a bottle of HIV medication with another person's name on it, an earring, and hospital discharge paperwork belonging to a person that was unknown to the defendant. So the defendant, his name is Brian King Joseph. He then reported this to police, the hotel staff, and he also said he reported it to Smith's management team. But he claims that he was then shamed by Will Smith's management team, accused of lying, and he says he was then fired. And then shortly after he was fired, they said they were going in a different direction, but then they ended up hiring another violinist. So he is now suing for, among other things, emotional distress and economic loss, Kate.
And Liz, how are Smith and his attorney responding?
Well, they're adamantly denying all of these claims. Smith's attorney has released a statement. We can read it here. It says, "Mr. Joseph's allegations concerning my client are false, baseless, and reckless. They are categorically denied, and we will use all legal means available to address these claims and to assure that the truth is brought to light." Okay.
How y'all feeling about that? Y'all just seen the clip about Will Smith being alleged of some sexual allegations from ex violinist. How y'all feel about that? He's actually accusing Will Smith of grooming him. The young man is accusing Will Smith of grooming him. Um, you know, sexually harassing him over time, saying they have a special connection. I mean, what's y'all thoughts on that, man? I'm not gonna say Will Smith is guilty. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I know that entertainment business is what it is, and I know you as the viewer seen me maybe speculate or go over the edge before all the proof is there, dealing with the industry that they're in, as far as the entertainment business. If somebody else was accused of these same allegations, I might go with the whole point of them being guilty just by association of being in the industry. I know I said those type of things before in the past. I'm not going to deny anything, but this is what I'm telling you. Just as much as the accuser could be true, just as much as the one being accused could be true. And Will Smith is a big name. I'm not saying that to take anything away from the accuser, but Will Smith is a big name. He's a big lick. He's a big headline. I'm gonna put it like that. He's a big headline. So when you mention his name, you know spotlight is gonna be presented, whether right, whether wrong. And I feel like that has a lot to do with it. I'm not gonna point out the fact that Will Smith is a black man because when you in the position of Will Smith, white, black, brown, Asian, you gonna be targeted. So I just can't put all that on. Oh, he's a black man, and this is what they do to all black men. No, Will Smith is on a whole nother type of level of just stardom and just fame in general. So I feel like we gotta take race out of this. We gotta definitely take race out of this and go off, just go off the the stature of a man instead of his skin color, because let's all be honest, not too many Will Smiths walking around in this world. You know, he's one of them ones. He's Will Smith. No matter what you think of him, no matter what, it don't take away what he did in the entertainment business, the acting game, being a black actor. Like he did a lot of historical things. He did a lot of things in his career that can be monumental to some, to all, to the greats. It's Will Smith. Like we all know Will Smith. Will Smith is like the Snoop Dogg of, to me. Will Smith is like the Snoop Dogg of acting. Like he been around so long. Like he's hard. He's close to our hearts. From Man in Black. All the things he played in, Pursuit of Happiness, Independence Day. Like a lot of people just love Will Smith. He up there with like a Denzel. Like everybody just love Will Smith. The Fresh Prince alone, like the Fresh Prince, like especially to like the culture. That's just like one of the biggest shows ever, right? So shout out Will Smith. Not taking anything away from the accuser. The courts will be up for the judge. We will see in the courts in due time. That's all I can say, in due time. For the last topic, we got just a topic, no disrespect, kind of a filler. Blueface and academics. Blueface telling artists not to listen to academics because what he says doesn't matter in today's, I guess, rap world, and he changes his mind. He too wishy washy. So let's see what Blueface talking about, man. Make sure to subscribe to all the channels. Daily Real News. Let's go.
If you're an aspiring artist, do not listen to nothing academic says, bro. Don't take his advice. Don't, because academics is like, you feel me? one year he gonna be saying this, next year he gonna be saying that, and if you take his advice, you ain't gonna make it nowhere. You feel me? You gotta stay, where you headed to. So it's like if academics is like one day he gay, one day he lesbian. You feel me? Then one day he pansexual, then one day he's fucking a transgender. So it's like somebody like that, you can't really take advice from, bro. You just gotta, you know, just gotta. If you on a spot.
Hey, shout out Blueface, man. I agree with a lot of things he's saying. Besides one of them parts, I just got thrown off. He started talking about pansexual and all that. I don't know what that was about, but he got his feelings about academics. Academics got his feelings about him, but for the most part, that clip going viral was trending, so I want to speak on it. I feel like academics do have the resources, and to me, in the rap game, acting game, skit game, comedian game, it's about resources, about who you know, not what you know all the time. So academics do got the resources to put artist, comedian, up and coming actor on, actress. So I feel like to each his own. I feel like Blueface might feel like academics outdated. Like he said, he's wishy washy. One day he this, one day he that. He probably feel like that maybe because academics said something against his career when he was starting off. So maybe that could do a lot with how Blueface thought about that statement and what he meant behind it. You know what I'm saying? Might be something a little personal that we don't know behind the scenes. Or academics was like trying to clown him or act like he probably ain't like his flow or probably saying he's not gonna come up. Or maybe one point in Blueface career, maybe he critiqued it and said like he fell off or something like that. I don't know. You feel me? I'm not really too sure, but I know Blueface just said that statement, the clip that we watched. So I'm saying that could be a possibility, but at the same time, man, academics, he hasn't had a label, so to speak, but he has popped a lot of artists off. And I feel like in the internet game type blog world, stream world, academics, his name holds weight. I will be honest with you. So I can feel where Blueface coming from a little bit, but I also gotta acknowledge that academics name holds weight. Like he not just some peon, like he actually put in over a decade of work for his position where he at today. So I will say like it's to each his own. I feel like maybe the type of artist you is, act can't put you on or put you in the right position, but I don't know. I feel like Act got his own platform, like the podcast he got on Spotify, his chat when he go live and he live stream. I feel like he can put you on eventually. Like he can put you on a bigger platform to be seen by more. He can get more eyes on you for sure. I know that for sure. So I mean, to each his own. Once again, shout out Blueface, shout out academics. But that's how I feel about it. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments, man. Daily Real News presented to you by Real Conversation Podcast. I appreciate y'all tapping in. And we up out of here, man. Till next time. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, comment down below. Much love to the chat. Y'all.